Hello YouTube! I recently went to BEA and BookCon in New York City and it was amazing and it was overwhelming, and I wanted to show you guys what I got there and tell you a little bit about the experience, and so I'm going to give you a little update and mostly show you the books I got while I was at BEA. Also, I am a huge idiot, so I got this new camera and I love it and it's beautiful, but the very first time that I tried to film with it, I went outside and I was hanging out with a bunch of the other booktubers and everyone was kind of filming, and I did like this huge update and I was telling you my thoughts, and then I went around and I was like filming each of my friends and I wasn't filming. To be fair, this was the first time that I had taken the camera out and used it, and everything that I filmed after that was perfect, but that clip doesn't exist. When I was looking through my footage, this was all that was in there. Alright, well, filmed at BEA.
Stupid thing. And then just get some shots like panoramic. These are super
Yeah. So I'm mad because it was great footage and it doesn't exist. This is one of the only other clips that I got from BEA. This is just a moment in time that I wanted to capture at BEA. I'm sitting because I like actually physically can't stand right now. I don't even know what book I'm in line for. Lines are just a way of life now, and I'm hungry but there's no food anywhere and I'm tired, and that's BEA. That's it. That's my whole update. How are you doing?
I'm also really tired, but I am like surprisingly much more energetic today because I feel like we have so much that we're gonna get in the next few hours that once that ends, then I'll be like, okay.
That's true. I think I've just started to really realize how many of these books I'm not even gonna be able to fit in my suitcase, and so now I'm just like, no more. No more. Which makes it sound like I don't appreciate being there or that I wasn't having fun, because apparently I only filmed when I was grumpy and tired. But overall, BEA was actually a really amazing, magical, wonderful experience. I got to hang out with a lot of friends, both old and new. I got to meet booktubers that I hadn't met before, and I just had a really great time talking books with people all week. It was such an amazing, beautiful time of just only talking about books and no one caring, because we were all book people. I met a lot of people in the publishing industry, which was really cool, and it was just fun. It was just fun to be in that environment for as many days as I got to. So I got a lot of things at BEA. On an intellectual level, I understood that you got free books at BEA. People told me that. I got it. What I did not know was like how many books you would get, and like the fact that that's like the only thing you do there is get free books. I came home with way more books than I meant to. I had imagined I'd come home with like maybe 10. It's a lot more than 10. And now I'm gonna show them to you and it's all gonna be wonderful. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of show them one by one. If there's a story attached, I'll tell it to you. If not, I'm just gonna kind of breeze by it because there's a lot of books here and I don't want this video to be like an hour. So the very first book I got was Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. This was the first thing of the whole event. We had to run there, we had to get a ticket. A lot of people didn't get it. Somehow I did. Felt kind of bad because I hadn't heard of this book before BEA, but it sounds interesting and I'm very excited that I got a copy. And also Susan Dennard is really nice, and when we got up to the front of the line, she was talking about Teen Girl Squad and Homestar Runner and all that stuff with us, and it was just wonderful. Then I got Never Always Sometimes by Addie Elsed. I hadn't heard of this book either, but it looks like it's going to be really good and I can't wait to read it. These aren't really in any order. They're just all mixed up, so these are not the order that I got these books in. But Walk the Earth a Stranger by Ray Carson was a book that we had to wait in line for multiple times because we kept not getting copies, but we finally got these on the last day. This was a book that I both didn't know about and didn't know was going to be at BEA. It's the new book that Scott Westerfeld helped write called Zeros. It's about superheroes, and a bunch of other authors are involved with this, and it looks really good, and I really like Scott Westerfeld, so I had to have it. But all of these books were so huge. I can't even tell you how many huge books they were giving away at BEA. I got this book by Spinning a Wheel at the Epic Reads booth at BookCon. This is Dumplin' by Julie Murphy. Then I got The Witch Hunters by Virginia Boker. This is, I believe, a debut novel. This was a popular book there that people were excited about getting, and so I can't wait to read it. Then I got The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. I haven't read any Patrick Ness yet, but now I have a bunch of his novels, and this one sounds really cool. It's about how there's, in a lot of stories, like the chosen one, but then there's everybody else. And I believe that this book is about everybody else. And I really enjoyed meeting him. He was really nice. And also, he is from a suburb near where I grew up, and so that was cool, and we bonded over that. This was sort of a highlight of my BEA experience, and I wish that I had thought to film at all during this time, but I got It's just like an autobiography of R.L. Stine, but more importantly, I met R.L. Stine, and I have a picture with him, and we were just chatting, and he was hilarious and really down to earth, and it was just a really great experience for my life. Like, little Kristina, young Kristina, was like screaming inside about me getting to meet R.L. Stine, because I read basically every Goosebump book that man wrote, and it had a huge impact on both just me being a reader and also the types of books that I wanted to read, because if it wasn't for Goosebumps books, I think I would have only ever really read contemporary, because the only other books that I ever read were Babysitter's Club and Sweet Valley and all of those. Goosebumps was what really made me step outside that box, because just over and over again he had these fantastical monsters and plots and all of the stuff, and so I think that R.L. Stine had a huge hand in helping me grow as a reader, and it was just great to meet him. At the Epic Reads party that I went to, they had a raffle for a stack of books, and this was one of the ones that I won in that stack of books because they drew my name, and I don't win things very often, but I won there, and that was awesome. So I got Making Pretty by Corey Ann Haydu, and I also got Tiny Pretty Things by Sonia Charapotra and Donnell Clayton. There was also a bunch of other books in this stack, but I couldn't fit them all in my suitcase because they were all hardbacks, and so I left a couple of them with my friend Kristen. Okay, let's see. Next up was Soundless by Richelle Mead. This is a book that's based on Chinese mythology, I believe. This was a very long line that I waited in, but it's a standalone novel and it's only this big, which I find to be interesting, and so I'm excited to read this one. This book wins prettiest cover of BEA. This is Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. She is so sweet. I waited in line to have her sign this, and she was wonderful. And this book, I started reading it actually. I've read like 10 pages or something. I was just like bored in line, and it seems like it's going to be really good. I've heard good things about it already, so I'm excited about this one. This book was sort of a highlight of the week for me. This is the Night Vale book, Welcome to Night Vale, by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Craner. I got to meet them and them signed it to me and Joe, because Joe and I listened to a lot of Night Vale together. I really have no idea what to expect of this book, but I can't wait to read it. Then I got this line had some drama because people were really excited about it, and there was some line cutting situations, but I got Lair of Dreams by Libba Bray, which is the second book in the Diviners series. I actually haven't read the Diviners yet, but it's on my shelf, and so another huge book. It's a huge book. Ugh, just a few more to talk about. This is Pop Sonnets by Eric Didrikson. This guy is amazing and hilarious. I was invited to a dinner by Quirk Books with a handful of other booktubers to meet this author and get to chat with him, and it was one of the highlights of BEA for me. This is a book where this author took pop songs and turned them into beautiful sonnets. They're beautiful sonnets, and I love it, and I just can't wait to spend more time flipping through this book. And I definitely recommend that you get it if you like Shakespearean hilarity. Next, I got Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I know absolutely nothing about this book except that it's the most beautiful arc I've ever seen. It's hardback, and it's got this like crazy see-through cover. It's so cool. It's amazing, and I cannot believe that this is an arc. One of the authors from These Broken Stars, and I loved that book, and so I obviously had to have this. Then I picked up Newt's Emerald by Garth Nix. I have actually never read any of Garth Nix, but this was in a double book drop with the Ray Carson book, and so I just picked it up because it should be an interesting first foray into his writing. Then I got The Woods by James Tinny and the Fourth from Boom Comics, and I've already read this and I loved it, and I was really excited to get this because it was on my list of things to buy anyway, and so that was lucky. The last couple of things I got were also from Boom Comics. I got the first issue of Gem and the Holograms because I haven't read it yet, and it looks just, I want to cosplay her so badly, and so I have to read this. Also, I got an Adventure Time comic. I actually haven't really read any of the Adventure Time comics, but I love Adventure Time, and so I'm sure I will love this, and it had this epic picture of Princess Bubblegum on the front. And that was it for me for books at BEA. I did get a bunch of tote bags. I got so many tote bags. I don't know if this is something that we really care about in terms of showing off, but I'll just show you a couple. I got this I Read YA tote bag. Seriously, they were like tote bag pushers at this event. I got like almost as many tote bags as I got books. I had to leave a couple behind. I got this one from Quirk Books, I Heart Books. Probably one of the best ones that I got at the event. I got this one from Everything Everything, which it was such a beautiful cover that I couldn't turn down the beautiful matching tote bag. Oh, this is a really good one. This is Epic Reads tote bag with the really cute colors. It's just a really good logo. And the last one that I got was really cool because it actually zips at the top, which is nice. They also had a little booth where they were selling all of these really cute book related things. So I picked up this pencil bag, but I think I'm gonna use it as a makeup bag. It looks like a composition notebook. I really love this. I loved composition notebooks, and like probably my first 8 journals as a kid were in notebooks just like this, and so I had to have it. Oh no, one thing that I wanted to show you is at Scholastic they were giving out these amazing chapter samplers of the new illustrated Harry Potter books, and I love it, and I actually filmed this clip with Kaylee showing how much I loved it. So there were these like beautiful Harry Potter samplers of the new illustrated books, but we didn't get them, and I've been so sad. But then our beautiful, wonderful, amazing friend Jeffrey, was it Jeffrey? Our beautiful, wonderful, amazing friend Jeffrey got them for us.
I was walking past the booth and I saw them and I was like, I need that. I need it right now.
Can we just like show? Here, you.
Okay. So here's the front. Hogwarts. Let's see. Oh, we got some Draco.
Got some Draco. Instantly Draco.
Yeah, it looks just like,
oh my god. I could look at this for like an hour.
Hagrid's hut. And it kind of looks like a hobbit hole, which I'm digging.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't mind it.
Then this fridge. And Hermione. I'm framing it.
I love it so much.
And then Ron that doesn't look anything like Ron.
I cannot wait till I can own all of these.
I'm so happy.
I'm so happy. It's like just paper. It's just like 5 pages and it's
like
so
all the
good.
books we got this week, but like
this is it, man.
6 pages.
This is the one.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So I'm really mad at myself still about that footage that was lost to the ether, but I guess it just means that I have to film more with other people at VidCon and go back to BEA next year, and I just had such a wonderful time. It was just so nice to be immersed in the book community, in the book industry, after having been involved in BookTube for almost a year now, which has been amazing, and I just loved it, and I'm going to be reading all of these books a little closer to their publication date, and I'll be making videos about a lot of them, and I really enjoyed meeting those of you that I got to meet at BEA, and it was just fun. It was just such a fun week, and I'm still tired. I'm like still not recovered from it, but it was so worth it. So thank you again to Kristen, Super Space Chick, for letting me stay with you and for being on top of all that planning, and thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.